Hey everyone, I'm Joe G with the Penn-Reading Industrial Division, and in this video we're going to show you how we create these co-loads using real rock on your existing plastic loads. Let's get started. Alright, so before we actually do the process on adding real rock to these co-loads, let's go through the materials that you will need. And we have Elmer's glue, we have the actual rock. This is the crushed gravel right off the side of a rail yard, believe it or not. So that's a whole lot easier to use than trying to find fake stuff. I like the real stuff, you know. And then right here we have two things of rubbing alcohol. One clear 70%, and this one is mixed with Indian ink. And also we have black spray paint. We do have a cup here that will be for our mixture of water and glue. And then we have a paintbrush, we have an eyedropper, all those sorts of things. And we do have a cup already filled with some Elmer's glue in it. And so let's get started, because I don't know about you, but I'm ready to make some co-loads. Alright, our first step is to add the Elmer's glue to the top of the plastic loads. You just splat it on there, you paint it on, that's all you need to do. These things like to move, so make sure you hold it. Yeah, you'll get glue on your fingers, but so what? That's part of the fun, right? Alright, our next step is to add all the rock. Now I added it into a just a Woodland Scenics tub here to make it easier to sprinkle it on. And all we're going to do here is just like you do in scenery. Sprinkle it right on. And the beauty of this is that it's all different size rock. Nothing's perfectly even, which is more realistic. Okay, and that's that. All right, so I just added all the rock to the loads here. And so once this is all dry, or actually before it even cures and dries, you can add your Indian ink and rubbing alcohol mixture. And what this will do, just like ballasting, it will spread out. It will stretch the glue out so it won't be pooling, just like you do your ballast work on your track, right? And the reason why I use Indian ink, it's already diluted, and so you don't have to worry about spray painting the rock, because this is a gray color, right? And coal is not gray. So we want to make it into the black color here. So I use this cheap from Walmart, this cheap black spray paint for like $3 for the can. And this is a gloss black. And if it's too shiny for you, you can always go back with a matte medium clear and just spray over this as well. And then let's say you don't have Indian ink and you want to do this. We have rubbing alcohol, just a regular rubbing alcohol. And these will work just fine to spread that glue out nice and evenly when you make your glue and water mixture. And so this is, again, a budget-friendly way of creating, of your glue and your glue and water mixture, right? And you can use Scenic Cement from Woodland Scenics or the Scenic Express, the other stuff that they have that I use too, but it is expensive. And if you don't have that kind of budget, like me, you know, it's easier just to make your own glue and water mixture. And so let's do that. We're going to make that now. All right, so I made my mixture of glue and water mixed. I add a little bit of rubbing alcohol, but you can also add a little dish soap just to stretch it out, right? We're going to go here with the Indian ink. I want to try this out here. And this is when the eyedropper comes in handy. So So you take that, right, and it's already black. And so watch this. And it already makes your coal, your gray rock here. Make it black, just like real coal. And here, it's not really going to be, and this is experimenting, believe it or not. I was going to see actually how this works. And I can see there's a lot of rock here that is still gray, and a lot of it is still a beige color because it's a mix of crushed gravel. And so what we're going to do instead is we're going to use the regular rubbing alcohol because it's a heck of a lot cheaper. Indian ink is pretty expensive, so we're going to stretch this out. Plus, this also spreads the glue below the rock that we have here. And then after we seal this and it dries, we're gonna add our black spray paint to it. So let's add the glue now. There we go. This is just to secure it even more to the plastic. There's going to be a lot of handling this. I do have a lot of freight cars, well, a lot of coal cars that have empty loads, and so these I think I'm going to just keep loads as loads, and then with the other cars, eventually we're going to be making these from scratch. We're going to make coal loads from scratch eventually. And I want to work a few at a time here. All right, there we go. I'm not worried about the glue that's pulled up here. That will go away. The spray paint would take care of it. I'm not worried about it. All right, I completed all of the glue, so that's done now. Now it's pretty much the waiting game to let this stuff dry overnight, and then hopefully the next day I will be able to spray this with some black paint and then let that dry, and then we'll have to pry these apart and clean the sides off so that way they can fit into our hoppers. So let's do that, and I'll see you the next day. All right, so these are still drying, but they're fairly almost actually pretty much there. But I was able to break them apart and not really lose a lot of the coal. And so what we're going to do now is I'm about to add some spray paint to this. You can see now it's really darkening, really looking like coal. You may have to do a couple of coats on this too. I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, so we'll see what happens here. There we go. All right, so we're going to let this dry, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. All right, so I was able to separate them all apart, and I was able to actually use a file and just scrape the sides off. Now, some pieces did fall off. It's going to happen. I'm not really worried about it. It still looks really good. I really like the way it came out, actually. And it's the first time I'm actually doing this. And so I had to go ahead, and since it wasn't fully dry and cured, I went ahead and used the Super 77 3M. This stuff is very powerful, very good, and it stinks to high heaven. I suggest definitely opening up a window, using some kind of ventilation, wear a mask. It will stink up your place. So this gave it a nice seal. And then after that, I did use the, like I said, like we did earlier, we did use this flat black, gloss black. And it was too glossy for me, so I just went ahead and just used a matte clear Rust-Oleum can over it. And it gave it a nice sheen to where it's not so glossy. And so we're going to put these on the coal cars and see what how they do. But see, look, it came out really nice. I really like the way it came out here. So yeah, let's do that. I have to say, it is really nice having my coal drag called the Duster actually have coal inside the coal cars. So let's watch the PR6 as it heads east to Philadelphia, being pulled by two least Reading RS3s. If you enjoyed the content being presented to you, feel free to subscribe and leave a like. And don't forget to comment below. We would love to hear from you soon. This is Joey G with the Penn-Reading Industrial Division. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time.